UK PMI data this week, Trump's economic advisor speaks, and what the hell is going on with crypto? To answer all of these questions, and I'm sure much more, is the one, the only, the FX Freak. Ken, we've had a batch of UK PMI data this week. What can you tell us about these releases?
A real lackluster batch of UK PMIs, and what we've got to remember is they make up a large proportion of the UK's growth, the GDP, with services PMI alone making up around 70% of the UK's growth. So real significant bits of data, and in terms of this latest batch of releases, quite lackluster, as I say, with services and construction, real underperformance there, and why the key factor being heavily attributed to the fact that we had a large amount of snow in the UK, a real inconvenience, and I'm myself not a massive fan at all, and they called this the real beast from the east in terms of the amount of weather, but this really affected activity levels because of, the amount of snow we had, not being able to perform at full capacity for the likes of services and construction, and with those respective indexes, they actually produced their lowest level since just after Brexit, and so real concern there. And with manufacturing, neither here or there, in line with general expectations, but it has weighed on the pound. If we look at cable, sterling dollar, this week we've fallen from highs of around just starting above 141 down to just below 140. Now we're around 139.70 as I've seen in the latest charts. So not good there.
Trump's economic advisor Larry Kudlow was speaking this week. How did the markets react to this?
So thank you, Mr. Larry Kudlow, the economic advisor to Mr. Trump. He actually did calm the markets down quite substantially, actually, and that allowed US stock indices to produce some greens, closing in positive territory so far this week with the easing of concerns. And the reason why, he just said, look, you still have around 2 months for Trump to digest his initial proposals before those get taken into effect, and which means he may have time to rethink and perhaps reel in some of what he has said and proposed after real deep thoughts, essentially. And separately, Mr. Larry Kudlow was also upbeat on growth prospects from the US, which helped with optimism for the US. Nevertheless, in most recent reports overnight, we saw Trump actually doubling down on his initial proposals of the tariffs and suggesting as much as $100 billion on Chinese goods, which is quite extreme. And again, he's really pumping up his chest in response to China's retaliation. Remember, they want to target essentially US soybeans, which makes up around $14 billion of trading goods for the US to China in terms of the business there, which could really hurt some of the farmers and manufacturers over in the United States. So Trump's not happy about that, hence why he's come back with these proposed $100 billion. But this is just getting silly. Everyone's just bigging up their chest, and we are in a trade war at the moment. The US dollar hasn't been affected, but this could hurt the US indices, depending on how aggressive this gets.
Finally, Ken, the crypto market continues to move lower. What can you tell us about this?
Indeed, the crypto market remains under pressure across the board. If we look at Bitcoin alone, it is down around 12% this week. And, we've continued to remain in this very stubbornly strong bearish trend from the very start of 2018, continuing to sell off. Obviously, we've had little paths of rallies, but any chance that the bears get when they see this little bull rally, they aggressively sell. And in terms of sort of news flow attributed to this, there isn't anything specific as a particular one catalyst. There are some few reasons being suggested. Firstly, seasonality factors. Look, some of the moves that we're seeing at the moment are quite reminiscent of that of what we saw in 2013, where we saw quite a large sort of bearish trend before a big bull rally to the upside. And some were saying that we could start seeing some renewed buying from the big players come the end of summer, maybe perhaps the sort of mid to end of August. And there was a Wall Street analyst, he was suggesting, which I think is very speculative, saying that there's quite a lot of outflows from crypto at the moment into dollars, and that is due to tax reasons. So there are some chunky tax bills to be paid by some US households on their crypto gains. So don't forget to pay your taxes on any gains you make from crypto. They are certainly subject to tax. So a few reasons being done. And personally, I still see some downside to come. It does look vulnerable to another leg lower, in my opinion.
Well, a massive thanks to Ken, and thank you for watching. If you like this interview and would like to see more with the FX Freak, head over to Dukascopy.tv.